所以我们的老师同学都特别有气质啊，因为能文这样子。对，好，那我们英外系就兼顾了我们有一个教育目标啦，好，叫做会通达演，好，跟国际移动力，好，这个是现在社会非常重要的哈。那我们英外系帮我们学院做这一块做得相当好，所以你们看到这个有澳洲游学团，还有那个圣汤马斯是美国的游学团等等哈，或者是以后可以去南加大等等哈，都是我们学校你进来读之后都可以参加这些活动，我是觉得蛮好的这样子。好，那我们英外系在我们董主任带领之下，其他学校的外语可能在减少，那我们学校的英外系今年比去年多了20几位学生逆势成长，所以可见我们是办得非常好，而且有些学校可能他们的外语就是只有1、2种语言吧，可是除了我们这英日语是主轴之外，同学如果心有余力啊，像东南亚语，像我们那个董主任有个东南亚语言的计划，像邱老师那边也有泰语啊等等啊，就是也有法语那些，所以其实进来之后可以学蛮多种语言的就是同样是缴学费，可是你在家要的触角应该是会更广这样，而且就是说我们学那个语言就是可能要跟某一个专业做结合，像我们学校有些特殊的系，像一些装品系啊，像我们这边很多女生或许对装品是很有兴趣的，那你进来之后学外语，可能在复修的装品等等，那你将来可以去日本资生堂工作啊等等这样子，我觉得还蛮不错的那刚刚提到那个游学展，其实我们也有日本竹田市那边的，也是有短期的那个暑假去游学，类似那种感觉的一个活动这样。那刚刚提到跟装品做结合，那你也可以像有些喜欢观光参与的，那读我们英外系刚好啊，对，因为我们是有一个分析啦，就是那个旅馆业者或一些餐厅，反而会比较希望外语的人，基础比较好的，因为外语这个基础可能是比较难打好的，但是那个观光领域的旅馆的知识，你是可以再补充，后天再补充的，那语言可能真的是要点天分这样，所以反正你如果想要走那一方面的行业的话，你反而先读英外系是好的，这是一个正确的选择。那你将来想要去国际级的旅馆工作，我们董主任会帮你送到新加坡去啊，哪里就是学海计划等等，会帮你送去新加坡实习的，就是在当地就业。那我是觉得规划的非常的一个完整。那我觉得我们英外系还有一个特色啊，很少英外系在做幼儿美语的，那我觉得我们英外系在幼儿美语这一块是不错，就是说他们不管在业界认识蛮多的，还有在课程规划上面都蛮丰富的，所以你将来如果喜欢陪小朋友要当外语老师呢，也是找我们董主任，他们就会给你开拓这一条路，他们有些就业学程就是会或者产业学院，就是走这个幼儿美语这一块，那这幼儿美语这块可能其他学校也是很稀少，所以这个你们可以参考我们学校这样。那另外很多学校都是外师很少，那我们现在我们英外系有3位外师，刚刚我看到 Danny，那对，所以如果你进来之后，就是周5都有一个跟外师相处的时间了，那也就是可以借这个机会好好练练你的外语，所以我觉得我们英外系真的很棒，所以诚挚的邀请各位来读我们学校英外系，那今天的比赛总是会有输赢的，那就保持胜不骄败不馁的原则嘛，重要是那个过程啊，那如果别人有好的就尽量学习他，那自己如果有些不好就是检讨再改进，下次再比就好了，就是不用看得那么严重了，就是反正太阳还是会升起啊，就是轻松一点就好了，好，那我大概讲到这边，谢谢大家，谢谢。
Thank you, Ivan. Now, let's meet the judges of Japanese presentations. First, welcome the Director General, Ms. Du Yijie, from Renren Foreign Language Language Association. Next, Professor Li Rong. Next, Professor Wu Xiagong. Then, for English presentations, first, Welcome Director Lin Shushen from the Applied Foreign Language Department of Jiahua Senior High School. Next, the Distinguished Professor Wu Zhenrong. Next, Professor Bridget O'Neill.
Now, it's time for our contest to begin. We have 4 Japanese and 16 English presentations today. Prior to our contest, we would like to remind you of some regulations. First, the amount of time for each presentation must be 5 minutes at minimum and 10 minutes at maximum. We will ring the bell once at 9 minutes as a warning. The second bell will ring at 10 minutes. You must finish your presentation within 10 seconds from the second bell. Thanks for your cooperation. The contest begins from the session of Japanese presentations.
ただいまより第1組式5巻の芸術和菓子ジャパンを発表お願いいたします。
皆さん、こんにちは。
私は横健です。
私は金井です。私は清です。今日ご紹介するのは四季五感の芸術和菓子。これは目次です。和菓子を知る黄金の芸術、四季の和菓子、和菓子の分類、特別な和菓子、最後は終わりに。
和菓子を知る。和菓子は黄金の芸術。これは全国和菓子協会第2代会長の黒川光朝氏が提唱した言葉です。和菓子の正解や個性を一言でよく表現した言葉です。
黄金の芸術、黄金の意味は何ですか？
私はあなたに言わせて。まずは見る。あとは味わう。次は書く。それと聞く。最後は触る。
四季の和菓子、四季の意味は知っていますか？
季節が変わると和菓子は外観や味を変えています。春の代表は梅です。夏の代表は冬です。秋の代表は道です。冬の代表は水仙です。
和菓子の分類。
和菓子の分類はこの後の発表に示したとありですが、一般的によく使われる分類として和菓子、花菓子、干菓子と分ける方法があります。
これからおいしの和菓子を紹介します。
生菓子はあんを溶いて 和菓子です。例えば、羊羹、くず餅と団子です。
干菓子は水分の少ない乾燥した和菓子です。例えば、ラクケン、ペガとセペ。
花生菓子は生菓子と干菓子と中のものです。例えば、もなかと甘納です。もなかと甘納は日本のスーパーでよく見ました。
終わりに特別な和菓子があります。
16世紀にスペイン人南蛮菓子が日本に伝わりました。例えばカステラ、まんじゅうちゃんとコベット。
和菓子の価格は高いです。でも安いの和菓子もあります。
例えばたい焼きとかりんとうは子供にとっても人気があります。
終わりに和菓子は日本人にとても大切です。
私たちの紹介を聞いた後、ぜひ和菓子を食べてみてください。初期の内容は日本全国和菓子協会とウィキペディアによって提供されています。
ご清聴ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。続けまして第2組、沖縄宿泊旅行6泊7日を発表お願いいたします。
皆さんこんにちは。私たちのテーマは沖縄宿泊旅行です。じゃあ始めましょう。
4月の沖縄宿泊旅行のスケジュールを討論しましょう。
これは私が準備したいろんな観光スポットがある地図だよ。
1日目の行程は何？
昼食は焼肉元部牧場で済ませて、夕食は岸本食堂でね。
昼ご飯が済んでからはどこ行くの？
沖縄で最も有名な水族館、沖縄美ら海水族館。この水族館の中では世界で初めて長級飼育に成功したジンベエザメや南洋ワンマタが人気。
私が一番好きな食べ物は魚だよ。
おい、食べるんじゃないよ。
そしてワルミ大橋に行く。全長315メートルで橋の下にはワルミ海峡が広がり、自然に包まれたやんばるの景色が一望できるよ。これが1名のスケジュール。
じゃあ2日目は
2日目の昼食は女の駅海遊クイ市場で済ませてから、不正な海中公園に行く。夕食はグルメ回転寿司市場で済ませる。
ブセナ海中公園は海中公園区域に位置し、その海域には色とりどりの熱帯魚が生息している。クジラ型のグラス底ボートに乗って沖合の海中散策もできるよ。ボートの中を覗くと、そこ一面がガラス張りになっており、すぐ手の届きそうな距離。
じゃあ、女の駅仲良く市場って何？
女の駅仲良く市場というのは、沖縄県恩納村の山頂市場、海の幸、山の幸、お土産物、お食事場が一体型となった恩納村の市場だよ。
そうなんだ。早く行きたいな。
そこに美味しいものいっぱいあって、絶対気に入ると思うよ。
食べて終わったら恐竜公園に出発。まるで恐竜自体にタイムスリップしたような感覚を体感できる。案内に咲く花も性質によって変わる。
木々の中には恐竜の卵なども隠れているそうだよ。
恐竜公園の次は青の洞窟。青の洞窟は沖縄本島の恩納村の前田岬というところにある海中洞窟。主に2つの青い光が見えると言われていて、洞窟内の水中と水面の神秘な青色に感覚や沖縄本島のマリレージャーの大人気スポットだ。
そして3日目の初めはパヤオに行く。パヤオといったら伊勢海老でしょ。
わあ、美味しそう。
次は高さ30メートルの断崖絶壁が約2メートル分かって、続く散歩先、晴れた日にはケラ島ようとも眺望的。大阪本島で夕日が最後に沈む場所にとして知られる絶景スポット。
その次にさまざまなエリアで多様な遊び方ができる美浜アメリカンビレッジに行く。大きな観覧車が目印の美浜アメリカビレッジ。そこは映画のような異国感あふれるリトルアメリカ。おしゃれな雑貨やアパレルショップも多く集まる。夕日が見たかったらサンセットビーチへ。
美浜アメリカンビレッジに寄ったら、もちろん地元の外国人が集う美味しいお店、英語が飛び交う外国の雰囲気が味わえるよ。有名なラーメン屋さんやパンケーキなどを体験しましょう。
4日目のスケジュールは簡単。1日中ショッピングだよ。
わあ、ショッピング大好き。
で、どこへ行くの？
国際通り商店街だよ。
楽しみ。そこに何かあるの？
通りには約600の店やその他の使用書が軒を連ね、デパート、レストラン、サービス、雑貨店などやホテル、お土産屋などの観光客を対象としたたくさんのお店でにぎわっているよ。
ショッピングの後、夕食は那覇市の泊峡港内にある泊湯町で済ませる。
5日目、まずは有名な観光スポット、玉泉島に行く。
鍾乳石の数は100万本以上で、 日本国内最大全長は5000メートルで、国内最大級と言われる天然記念物の曲線と、そこにはケープ海部という鍾乳洞のそのまま航空海部がある。それも私たちのスケジュールの一つ。
夕食はカフェクルクまで一面に広がる太平洋を望みながら、地元野菜と新鮮なハーブを使ったボリュームたっぷりの本格タイ料理を食べれる。
タイ料理なの？でも私辛いものが苦手なんだ。
大丈夫だよ。辛いものが苦手な人も食べられるメニューもあるよ。心配しないで。例えば人気なクルクマスペシャルは、甘口チキン、中辛ビーフ、大辛ポークの3種の味が楽しめるだよ。
よかった。
6日目は1日瀬長島で過ごす。あそこにはおいしい食べ物がたくさんあるよ。まず私がすごく食べてみたいお店、幸せのパンケーキ、おいしそうでしょ。
わあ、太るわ。
そうか。
次は沖縄で人気があるのタコライス。米とひき肉に野菜やチーズの乗ったヘルシーでお腹いっぱいになれる料理だ。
続いての人気メニューがあるのは、沖縄とアメリカ文化のミックスをコンセプトにしたハンバーガーチームフカツ。
最後はハンモックカフェ。文字通りすべての席がハンモックになっている話題のカフェだ。店舗前のテラス席には座って食事ができるチェアタイプの
ゆらゆらと揺られてつい寝入ってしまいそう。
7日の朝食は大人気のお店、ポーク卵おにぎり。おにぎりの外側からのり、ご飯、卵、ランチミートとサンドされているだよ。
すごいな。じゃあ食べ終わったらどこ行くの？
もちろんアウトレットに行かないじゃん。
それはいいね。ショッピングが大好き。
これらは私が調べたホテル、行く予定の場所に違いし、景色もいいし、ネットでの評価も高いんだ。
ありがとうよ。助かった。
ご清聴心から感謝いたします。
ありがとうございます。続きまして第3組、犬派 vs 猫派、台湾と日本のペット飼育を発表お願いいたします。
先生方、皆さんこんにちは。
オウです。
ゴーです。
ジンです。
シャーです。そうです。
今日は台湾と日本のペット飼育について発表したいと思います。
どうぞよろしくお願いします。
昨日何の映画を見ましたか？
クイルの衣装、それはモード系の映画ですよ。
その映画なら私も見ましたよ。すごく感動しました。私もあんな賢い犬が欲しいな。
そうですね。犬で本当に可愛いですね。
猫も可愛いよ。猫の恩返し知ってますか？すごく人気ですよ。最近ペットをテーマにした映画が本当に多いですね。
猫の恩返し。世界から猫が消えたなら、犬と私の10の約束、ひまわりと子犬の7日間。みんな話題になっているおすすめの映画ですよ。
その通りです。2000年の犬ブームや最近の猫ブームでペットに関する映画が次々と上映されていますよ。
犬がブームになった原因は2つあります。1つ目はある日本の消費者金融業者アイフルの CM どうするアイフルシリーズが話題になったからです。そして犬のチワワクーちゃんが大流行したんですよ。当時 CM 好感度の調査では2年連続1位を受賞し、金融業者として珍しかったです。
2つ目は日本のフィギュアスケートの浅田真央選手の愛犬エアロと共演したアイスショーです。これが日本におけるプードルの人気をさらに加速させました。その後不動の1位だったのダクスフンドやチワワなどを抑えての7年連続トップとなりました。ブームが一過性のものにならず、今でも人気顕著を維持しています。
日本における老犬の数は2017年にピークに達し、2018年に減り始めました。つまり犬の高齢化が進んでいます。そして犬の高齢化の時代も2000年から始まった犬ブームの終わりだと考えられています。
犬ブーム時代の終わりとともに、最近のニャーちゃんが犬に代わって日本で最も愛されるペットになっています。日本で再び猫ブームが起きていることについて、日本では国を挙げて精神的な猫型社会に突入したと分析する声もあります。
ある日本人の学者は、これは日本が高齢化社会となり、家庭の構成や社会の空気が変化していることと直接関係があると分析していますよ。
ところで、いつから動物がペットとして飼われ始めたか知っていますか？起源は平安時代に遡るけど、遣唐使が中国から猫を持ち帰り、それを貴族がペットにしました。つまり当時は貴族だけが猫を飼うことができました。その後、越冬時代になってようやく犬もペットとして飼われ始めました。当時の将軍は権力の象徴として珍しい大工さんのおかげの飼っていたそうですよ。
台湾では600年前に原住民が仮のパートナーとして犬を飼い始めました。その後、台湾開拓にやってきた漢民族が泥棒に対策したり、ネズミを駆除したりして犬や猫を飼いました。犬や猫を純粋にペットとして考えるようになったのは日本統治時代からですよ。
続きまして、日本では猫ブームの影響で猫の飼育数が増え続け、2015年から犬の飼育数を上回りました。
台湾でも猫ブームの影響で猫の飼育数は増えてきますけど、それでも犬の数には及ばないです。
じゃあペットを飼う理由は何だと思いますか？
日本のある統計によると、2015年から2018年までペットを飼う理由のトップ3は、第1位、生活の中に癒しと安らぎを求めるため。第2位、以前飼っていたペットが死んだため。第3、家族間のコミュニケーションを増やすためとなっています。
なるほど。現代の飼い主にとって多くの愛情を注いで築いたペットとの関係は家族そのもの。ペットの存在が生活をより豊かなものにしてくれます。こうしたことからもペット関連に関心があることがわかりますね。犬や猫は私たち人間にとってかけがえのない存在になっている証拠ですね。ご清聴ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。続けまして第4組、桜ハウサラ桜として観光の潮流を発表をお願いいたします。
皆さんこんにちは。私はガテです。
私はオーテです。私はキンシンです。
ガテ、あなたは桜が好きですか？
もちろん桜はとても綺麗です。
じゃあ一緒に桜を見に行きましょう。
いいですね。
それでは桜の観光に関することを紹介します。
これは目次です。
なぜこの商店を選ぶの？
桜は特別な存在です。それは春がもうすぐ来るのシンボルです。
さらに人に楽しくて幸せな気持ちをもできます。
これは桜の一般的な症例です。
まずはソメイヨシノ寿命は50年です。
あとは江戸時間寿命長くて、しかも大きい木は成長できます。
最後は野生の桜です。寿命は100年にできました。
他の種類があります。
例えば川地桜、八重桜、しだれ桜です。
日本人はどうして桜が好きですか？
ピンクの桜を見ていて心や目を立つのです。
桜は新た始まりを表します。
最後は桜の生存の哲学です。花は桜木、人は虫です。
今は春です。桜にとってはいい天気です。桜はいつも3月と4月に咲きます。
3月に桜を見る場所は東京や大阪や名古屋です。4月に桜を見る場所は京都や青森や札幌やです。
それからお花見を紹介します。お花見というのは桜を鑑賞にします。
次では桜吹雪を紹介します。桜吹雪の意味は花びらが吹いていることです。
例えば桜サラサラ、桜シュークリームロール、桜マカロンです。あとは桜ハンバーガー、桜アイスクリーム、桜フラフルベジノです。
いつは台湾にも美しい桜があります。
でも台湾は桜もあります。また日本にいろいろな学ぶことがあります。以上、私たちのプレゼンテーションです。ご清聴ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。日本語プレゼンの試合はここまで終わります。今はコメントタイム、そして動作を誘います。
今日のポスターについていろいろな素敵なポスターを拝見いただきました。本当に素晴らしいでした。あと今日のいくつコメントをしたいと思いますが、1番目に交通がすごくよく調べました。内容もいろいろなものも入ってありますけども、すごくすがやかな紹介をいただきました。 でもやっぱり発音の部分はもしちょっとちょっと直すればいいかもしれません。2番目は沖縄の宿泊旅行について、内容はちょっとインパクト性がちょっと弱かったかなと思ってますが、この旅に何が発見されましたか、全然言わなかったって、ただ紹介みたいなので、もし中にすごく楽しもうしたのものが紹介をすればいいかもしれません。スパでも素敵な旅行でした。3番目は犬派と猫派ね。すごく流暢性が良くなりました。理由もちゃんと説明してくれました。この紹介の中に日本人のような説明してくれていただきまして本当に素晴らしいでした。最後は豊作さらね。この中にいろいろ桜を紹介していただきまして、でもね、お花見の時、日本人が桜が大好きで、特にお花見にすごく楽しもうと考えてますから、この内容の中に桜のお花見の楽しさは全然言わなかったで、ちょっと残念でした。以上、よろしくお願いします。失礼します。
ありがとうございます。
Now, we are going to have a short break for 10 minutes. Please be back to the contest at 1:22. Presentations. That's Welcome Group 1. The title of their presentation is The Impact of Social Media on News Preferences Among Young Audiences.
Good afternoon. Today, our topic is the impact of social media on news preferences among young audiences. Why is it so slow?
Why are you so upset?
I have tried to upload new videos to Facebook since this morning. But guess what? Just invent.
Me either. After Gmail and Google globally shut down yesterday, it is surprising that Facebook and Instagram also have systematic issues today.
Without Facebook, how can I keep track with my favorite K-pop star 17
and get their latest news?
I don't have that kinds of worries. I prefer reading newspapers.
Newspapers? Wow, it's just a little bit out of fashion.
No, it's not. In my opinion, reading newspapers can enhance the knowledge and the current event.
But now, every news channel, newspaper have become digital.
Hey, Tim and I like getting news from social media. But Winnie, you prefer reading newspaper. I'm curious about other teenagers' choices.
Why don't we conduct a survey to find it out?
Good idea, let's get started.
Here is our outline. First of all, we are going to introduce the reason for our project. Second, we are going to talk about how we carry out this project.
Third, through a survey, we are going to show you how we acquired the data. Finally, we will provide 3 conclusions to this project.
With technologies improved, people have more choices to receive the information by internet. Some would like to see the breaking news online. others would like to find out something interesting by social media.
In the class, it is also common that students like to use their cell phones to check out the things that arouse their interest. Out of curiosity, we want to explore what is priority for teenagers to seek the news and what's the media they choose to use.
Here are our research questions. First, what ways do young audiences use to find news? Second, what kind of news is most interesting to young audiences? Third, how much do Taiwanese young audiences trust the information reported by news media? To make this project, we use two methods. One is survey, and the other is literature reviews. Then we came into the conclusion.
Mass communication media is a tool used to deliver or store information. That is, people can spread their opinions by using it. There are 4 tools that are commonly used, including newspapers and magazines, TV news, online news, and the social network.
The term audiences is a group of people who participate in a show or encounter a work of art. In the past, audiences couldn't give instant feedback while watching the show. However, audiences can leave their comments online easily in this digital age.
Thanks to social network, it provides so many useful services for people to interact with their friends, such as email and chat box. Take Facebook as an example. It has an application called Messenger, where people can have a conversation with their friends immediately.
Now, the following are the results of our survey.
What way do young audiences get the news?
We found that most of these high school students choose to use social media as a way of news seeking. In addition, we also found that a half of students tend to acquire news by the internet.
Hey, I have a question. Do you know what kind of social media do Taiwanese young audiences use to find news?
Good question. We found that about over 1/4 of students prefer to use YouTube to watch news. The next most commonly used site for news are Facebook and Instagram. Therefore, it seems that YouTube, Facebook, Instagram are the top 3 well-known social network websites in Taiwan.
Jeff, what kinds of the news do young audiences like the most?
We found that the top 3 news topics interesting to young audiences are national news, entertainment, and international news. Most of the students notice the local news, especially related to one's life. For example, students may pay more attention to the news on local tragic accidents, such as Puyoma's accident.
What's the view about the online news?
We found that most of these young audiences didn't appreciate the news they saw online, that those it is no use to watch the news. About over 1/4 students didn't trust the news on the social media. We have 3 conclusions.
The rest of the internet provides audiences and mass media lots of ways to communicate and to spread information more widely. For example, I can see Ellen's show anytime, anywhere. Also, I can leave comments with her. That's because the popularity of social media.
As for the preferences of news types, the top 3 news types are national news, entertainment, and international news. That is, high school students are willing to spend time browsing local and international events and following the entertainment to relieve their stress.
In terms of the view on contents of online information, young audiences consider online news either meaningless and untrustworthy. The result indicates the fake news had a harmful effect on young audiences' trust on the news report.
Here are our references.
Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Group 1. Next, Group 2 will present a study of concept of high school students on smiling depression.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jenny. I'm Tina.
Welcome to our presentation.
Our topic of today is smile depression. The presentation consists of 4 parts. Consists introduction, findings, and the discussion. The questionnaire consists of high school students are not sure of smiling depression. The next one is the consists. Here it goes.
Many people can imagine happily but struggle with depressive thoughts on a daily life. Moreover, with finding and discussion can know this disease. How many people do you imagine look happy but struggle with depressive on a daily life? Nowadays, smiling depression become a kind of hidden disease. It makes us have no choice but to understand this one more. Moreover, we find out that it has much pressure from our life to cause this disease. So we have involved information searching, including we didn't understand anything about smiling depression before, in which we have been learned from the internet about smiling depression. Due to the background and motivation, how we want to realize how to form this mental disease. So this is our plan. Our plan is to study the features and reasons, and to analyze the concept of high school students on this topic. Now, I want to show you the finding and discussion. Based on the purpose of research, we want to introduce the features of smiling depression and the cures of smiling depression.
About the future of smile depression. This smile depression is a mental illness. The symptom of smile depression is smiling on face, tear in mind. The patients always appear happy look to others. That make us can find their sad emotion. And so they keep the inner confusion hidden. That's why we can't be aware of their depression. According to our research, Rural Code said, smile depression is a major depressive disorder with atypical symptoms. So as a result, many patients even don't know whether they have smile depression. Now, let's talk about why the most patients are the perfectionists. The reason is their sensitivity. Based on our research, most patients are the whole package. For example, the chairman of the group and who has the highest rate work. They don't admit whether they have smile depression. So they would ignore their sad feelings. They always smile at everyone, but when they are alone,
they often have a poker face on themselves. Now we know the reason of smile depression will be developed, but we don't know how to cure this mental disease. The answer is to face this mental disease. Maybe that we can make the patients have a normal communication with people, and to change their thought to see another life, and feel hopeful. When our friends or family have smile depression, only we could do is support them. But how to support them? Maybe we could pay more attention on our friends, family, or our loved ones. For example, we could have a talk with them and pay more attention on them. When they are depressed, we could help them find another matters to focus on. Here is an integral table to make you realize what we have talked. As you can see, the features of this mental illness is smiling on face, tear in mind. Now, let us to introduce our results of our questionnaire.
We took some months to make this questionnaire in order to survey the causes of teenager and smiley depression. So we asked about 315,000 senior high school. From the beginning, we asked everyone, have you heard the question, this smiley depression? As you can see, there are 14% are people. We found out that less than 1/3 interviewees know the smiley depression, not as high as we expect. To this question, there are about 44% people couldn't sure. Through the charge, we can infer that our interviewees to this question, about 44% people are not sure. To now, almost professions have smiley depression system. About 33% of interviewees interview this knowledge of smiley depression. Let's move on to next part.
According to the results of our research, we have realized that smiley depression is consisted in several styles and features. Related smiley depression is not the same as we expected. However, according to the results of questionnaires, there are more than half people are still interested in searching smiley depression. As we can infer from the results, our interviewers are mostly not sure whether their family or friends have smile depression.
Then here are 2 suggestions for student and school. As for the student, the more understand the smile depression, the healthier we become. As for the school, holding more courses for students to realize the mental disease.
Hope you can pay attention to your family and your friends.
Thank you for watching. Hope you all have a nice day.
Thank you, Group 2. Please welcome Group 3. The title of their presentation is Visiting Kaohsiung by Cruise.
Still like with the sky, with the sea, it calls me, and no one knows how far it goes.
Good afternoon, dear judges. My name is Doris.
My name is Megan.
My name is Cassie.
My name is Mika.
My name is Kevin.
Our topic is Visiting Kaohsiung by Cruise.
There are 6 points in our topic as followed: background, motivation, research purposes, literature review, methodology, finding and discussion.
Background. Asia New Bay Area is one of newest development in Kaohsiung, including Kaohsiung Exhibition Center, Kaohsiung Main Public Library, and Kaohsiung Light Rail. In addition, Kaohsiung Harbor is the biggest pier in Taiwan. In 2003, the demands of international shipbuilding transformation, the requirement of yachts over the world is growing as well.
For a period, Kaohsiung Harbor declined until the development of yacht industry made tourism increasingly advanced. Here is our motivation. When we took the field trip to Pier to Art Center, the docent introduced the Kaohsiung Harbor and yacht. We wondered how the yacht industry found in the city and how it influences the tourism of Kaohsiung. We want to promote of the Kaohsiung Harbor, and so does the yacht industry.
Our research purposes are to promote the tourism in Kaohsiung Harbor and to discuss the success of traditional shipbuilding transformation. The last is that we would like to investigate the rise of Kaohsiung tour cruise.
The main yacht manufacturers in Kaohsiung are famous and have good reputation for their outstanding technique and designs of yachts. According to the International Ranking of Purchase Orders among in yacht industry 2015, Taiwan ranks number 6 among in yacht manufacturers. However, Taiwan has surpassed the USA and UK and rose are ranked 4th within only 1 year. There are several types of cruise. The first one is tour cruise. Second, tour submarine. Third, sailing cruiser. Fourth, motorboat. And the next one is dingy boat. The last one is flat deck fishing boat. Moreover, the mainly traffic in Kaohsiung Harbor are the tour cruise and cultural cruise.
Cultural cruise goes to Kaohsiung Pier to Art Center, the British Consulate in Kaohsiung, and also Homaogang Cultural Park, while tour cruise goes to Kaohsiung First Pier, Second Pier, and the Fisherman's Wharf, including several tourist hotspots such as Qihou Lighthouse, Taishan, etc.
This is our new route plan to travel around Kaohsiung. We combine the characteristic of tour yacht and cultural yacht to develop a sea and land experience so that people can fish their own barbecue materials in the process of reaching the destination. After that, take the light rail to enjoy the beauty of Asia New Bay Area. In the end, people can watch the night view of the coast at Guangrong Pier.
Now we will present the pictures of our cultural cruise. We took the cultural cruise on August 21st last year. We started from Pier to Art Center to Homaogang. We could see the beautiful harbor over there. Furthermore, it can not only accommodate about 15 people, but also have the tour guide to introduce the Kaohsiung harbor history to visitors. Thanks to this research, we all had great experience.
Now, we introduce more detail about these tour cruises. There are no meals offered on the cultural cruise. The riding time is longer and it's more expensive.
while tour cruise not only provides meals but also some entertainment service.
The building we would like to introduce is Kaohsiung Exhibition Center. Kaohsiung Exhibition Center is the hub of Asian New Bay Area. The building adopts the lightweight steel and wave modeling design, and is the only seafront exhibition center nationwide. When talking about the exhibition center, we will definitely come out one of the most notable exhibition, Yacht Exhibition. In 2018, Kaohsiung International Yacht Exhibition turned into the third edition in Taiwan. It is the only exhibition which provides yacht facilities, equipment, and yacht building materials to people for visiting. The buyers from all over the world can place their orders from over 170 vendors directly. Moreover, they offer the opportunity of free ride.
This is our SWOT analysis. Strength, included matured technology, the advantage of the location of harbor, and newest equipment. Weakness, the fare of cruise is not friendly to everyone, and the domestic market demand is small, and the docking location is quite restricted. Opportunities, yacht industry of Taiwan has already won good reputation worldwide. Meanwhile, Kaohsiung Cruise has majority amount in Taiwan. Threat, Taiwan's yacht market is confront highly competitive internationally. Besides, Kaohsiung people travel by yacht is less requirement.
These are our methodology. First, literature review. Second, site survey. Third, questionnaire. And fourth, data and analysis. The last, finding and discussion.
Finding and discussion, according to our questionnaire, 84% of people have not taken Kaohsiung yacht. The people who have boarded the yacht, 62% are on cultural yacht, and 38% are on tour yacht.
The price that are generally accepted by the public is 66% below $480, 29% from $480 to $580, 4% from $580 to $680, and 1% above $680. However, there is a 35% of route problem affect people's willingness to board a yacht, 28% overpriced, 27% facility problems, 1% with or without tour guide, and 9% of others.
Most of the transactions of yachts are so-called one-time buyout business. Therefore, the development of related fields is very important, such as ocean leisure industry, as well as including food, hotel, tourism, shop, maintenance, management.
This is our references.
Bon voyage!
Thank you, Group 3. Please welcome Group 4. The title of their presentation is PX Smart, Marketing Strategies and Consumers' Behavior.
We can go to PC Mart, PC Mart, PC Mart. We can go to PC Mart, we can buy a lot. Good afternoon, dear judges. We are Kara,
Marcus,
Chloe, and Yuri. Our topic is PX Smart, Marketing Strategies and Consumers' Behavior. This is our outline. We divided our presentation into 5 parts, including introduction, literature review, methodology, conclusion, and references.
This is our research background. As one of the largest retailing in Taiwan, also being the biggest amount of supermarkets at present, the branches cover areas both rural and urban. On top of that, it has also added fresh food options for consumers since 2009.
In the era of green business, retailers are selling more goods, which is trending for 3 reasons. First, the cheapest prices in the industry. Second, successful advertising method retain attention. Third, to explore trending marketing strategy.
Due to our motivation, we research 3 points for the purposes. First, to explore the marketing strategy. Second, to find the differences between Quanlian and Carrefour market. And third, to discover the reasons why Quanlian is successful and why it could stand out from competitions. In addition, we will respond to the above 3 points to make further discussion.
These are research questions that we have sorted out. First, investigating consumer satisfaction. Second, the reason for its success. For the quality and operation of Quanlian, we conducted a questionnaire to investigate consumers and understand proposals and ideas from Quanlian.
This is our significance and contribution. First, set up a full destination. Second, they have brought many job opportunities to the society. Third, expanding branches to rural areas to facilitate local residents. Last, the president of Quanlian banded over to clean a toilet in person. They are committed to set up social welfare all over Taiwan, showing sincerity by achieving environmental protection and community maintenance.
Quanlian has been developing fresh business since 2008. Their fresh food processing center inherited the technique from Japan's supermarkets, and with their planned production policies and the development of sorter systems, they are able to ship production to stores on a stable way every day. This provides consumers with peace of mind, satisfaction, and good service.
These are our marketing strategies. First, products. There are a variety of goods to meet the desire of consumers and sell commodities to bring consumers a convenient life. Second, price. Price of their goods are cheap indeed. Also, they offer a welfare activities to enable consumers to enjoy the benefits. Third, place. Consumers can get news of sales through online DM, television, commercial advertisements, and leaflets. The final promotion. They not only hold preferential activities with a festival celebration, but also cooperate with companies.
This is our SWOT analysis, the strength. They indeed track the needs of consumers with a variety of goods. The weakness, the lack of training courses and having sufficient staff. The opportunity, they participated in social welfare affairs actively and expand their branches to remote areas. The threat, the domestic market is less competitive.
Here are some differences between Carrefour market and Quanlian. We have summed out 4 characteristics: the essence, business hours, strategies, and types of services. Carrefour market is convenient for people, but Quanlian offers more products.
This is our methodology, including literature review, questionnaire, data analysis, conclusion, and suggestions.
These are the results of our analysis through a questionnaire. We can see from figure 1. The motivation of most consumers to shop is due to a variety of goods and cheap price. In addition, the comfortable environment also brings a lot of business opportunities. From figure 2, up to 83% of consumers are satisfied with the fresh food. Then, we can see from figure 3. Up to 70% of consumers are satisfied with the activities launched across Quanlian. From figure 4, this is the data we have compiled from the satisfaction survey. Up to 96% of consumers are attracted by humorous advertisements. This is one of the important reasons why Quanlian can attract them.
Quanlian has been devoting to society all the time and insisting on the price. quality, location, and good service of the full hot concept. China has been adopting a low price strategy, which is favored by many consumers, and also is one of the main reasons for the success of attracting people to purchase. Many consumers are attracted because of their ingenious and humorous content in their advertisement. China is having all one needs, which not only complements the daily need of consumers, but also satisfy the desire of consumers. China continues to strive to innovate in all aspects to provide the environment, and consumers have made a pretty good impression at the present time.
In order to make Chenli more innovative and change continually, accept consumers' comments and suggestions is really important. Here are some of the recommendations we have sorted out. First, extend business hours on festival. Second, allow online shopping and home delivery. And third, insufficient staff may waste much time, so hiring more people regularly is needed, and provide training courses to the staff.
Good strategies make successful business.
And these are our references. Thank you.
Thank you, Group 4. Please welcome Group 5. The title of your presentation is The Earth Has a Fever Global Warming.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Nick.
I'm Anina.
I'm Steve.
Welcome to our presentation. Our topic of today is the Earth has a fever, global warming.
The presentation consists of 4 parts, including introduction, purpose of study, and content of picture book. The last one is after study. It goes without saying that the Earth begins to appear normal. The Earth is melting like ice cream in the oven.
The bipolar icebergs are melting repeatedly. The number of polar bears is decreasing. According to the motivation, we discuss and decide the study purpose. A. To design and illustrate book about global warming. B. The book describes the dilemma encountered by polar bears. C. To offer the English learning material after reading.
The Earth is sick. What does that mean? The Earth is melting like ice cream in the oven. Polar bears could not endure this temperature. The Earth was originally a beautiful blue planet. However, humans do not judge it. The Earth begins to appear abnormal. The bipolar icebergs are melting rapidly.
For polar bears, they swim slower than seals. The healthy seas on ice floes is easier to succeed. So if the icebergs melt, the polar bears would not catch the food. There are a large number of penguins. if the iceberg continues to melt. At the end, they have the magnet. Human beings are improperly using the earth, spreading past the emitting gas, the exhaust and extraction. Master cause the CO2 emission and damage to the earth.
Polar bears might also be killed and eaten by each other due to the food shortage. While the time passing, the icebergs into polars are melting repeatedly. There are fewer and fewer bipolar animals. The number of king penguins on Kaohsiung Island has dropped significantly, only 200,000 left.
It is very regrettable that polar bears and penguins will probably become extinct animals in the future. Children might see specimens of polar bears and only in the museum.
After study, drug and much, we designed this quiz for readers. This picture is much. A melting gas only is Houston. This is the end of our presentation. We have only one Earth. Let's challenge it together. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Group 5. Please welcome Group 6. The title of their presentation is Parent-Child Relationship.
Hello everyone, today we will make a presentation about parent-child relationship. Now I'm going to start our presentation. This is our outline. First is introduction, second is method, third is discussion, finally is conclusion. Nowadays, our society has been so fast-paced and bustling that we don't have time to interact with our family. As time goes on, the lack of parent-child interaction leads to the relationship between them has gradually become estranged. According to Wang, children become alienated with their parents in modern families because there are lack of communication and an opportunity to get along with each other. The purpose of our research is to understand the problems that modern parents and children face, and hopefully the relationship between them could be improved through some beneficial measures. The following are 3 core questions that we intend to resolve in our project. Question 1. How is the interaction between teenagers and parents? Question 2. What is the point mostly argued between teenagers and parents? Question 3. How to maintain a good relationship between teenagers and parents? For the purpose of understanding the relationship between teenagers and parents, we distributed 200 questionnaires to students ranged from 16 to 18 years old. We took back 176 valid questionnaires, so the valid return rate was 88%. Next, my partner will talk about discussion.
Now, I'm going to introduce our findings and discussion. Figure 1 is family status. From Figure 1, we can obviously see that 78% of the participants are from a family with both parents, and 21% of them are from a single-parent family. Figure 2 is, how do you feel about your interaction with your parents? From Figure 2, 30% of the participants think that their interaction with their parents is perfect, and only 3% of them think that their interaction with their parents is negative and very negative. Figure 3 is, do you talk to your parents about your thoughts? According to Chart 3, 52% of our subjects are not inclined to talk to their parents about their thoughts, but still 48% of them are willing to express their opinions with their parents. Figure 4 is, what type of content do you communicate with your parents? From figure 4, 32.4% of the participants communicate with their parents about social life, and only 12.3% of them communicate with their parents about love. Figure 5 is the reasons why you can't talk to your parents about your thoughts. From figure 5, we can clearly see that 43% of the participants say that they do not want their parents to ask or interfere their own business much, and 4% have other unexplained reasons. Next, my partner will talk about the charts below.
Figure 6 is frequency of teenagers and parents' argument. From paragraph 6, 46% of the participants sometimes have an argument with their parents, and only 1% and 6% of the participants always and usually argue with their parents, respectively. Figure 7 is the argue issue with parents. From figure 7, 47% of the participants dispute with their parents due to household chores. To our surprise, only 3% of the participants would argue with their parents over falling in love with someone. Figure 8 is how to deal with the dispute between you and your parents. From paragraph 8, up to 58% of the participants who argue with their parents would choose to ignore the problem and let it be. However, merely 1% of their parents will apologize to their children first. Figure 9 is, do you want to improve your relationship with your parents? From paragraph 9, we can clearly see that 89% of the participants would like to improve their relationship, and 11 of them don't. Figure 10 is, do you say I love you to your parents? From paragraph 10, only 29% of the participants would say I love you to their parents. As for frequency of saying I love you to your parents, 44% of the participants sometimes say I love you to their parents, and only 10% of the participants always state their love to their parents. Figure 12 is measures to improve the relationship between parents and children. From figure 12, 44.7% of the participants communicate regularly with their parents, and only 0.7% of the participants will write emails to their parents to improve their relationship. Next, my partner will talk about our conclusion.
Now, I'm going to sum up our conclusion. First, the interactive situation in modern family. According to our research, although 65% of the participants think they have a good interaction with their parents, they in fact don't talk about their real feeling with their parents, which makes the relationship between parents and teenagers more alienating. However, the main reason is that they don't want their parents to ask or interfere too much, and they can talk with the parents like a friend. Second, the arguments between parents and teenagers. Teenagers don't often talk with their parents about their feelings. They feel that their parents don't understand their stuff, so they don't want to communicate with their parents. Long-term accumulation of the bad interaction will cause the arguments between parents and teenagers. Then their relationship will get worse and worse. Third, keeping a good relationship. According to our participants, 89% of them want to have a good interaction with their parents. To maintain the relationship, they also think that communicating is the best solution to improve relationship. By doing this, they can understand each other's idea better. Finally, communication is the most important thing. To have a good parent-child relationship, we must have a good communication first. For parents and teenagers, communication can not only help them understand each other's idea better, but also bring them closer to each other's inner voices. This is our first. Thank you.
Thank you, Group 6.
Now, let's welcome Group 7. The title of their presentation is The Invisible Killer Around Us, Cyberbullying.
Good afternoon, dear judges. It's our honor to be here. I'm Jeff.
I'm Eugene.
I'm Dorcas.
I'm Jessica.
Today, we are going to talk about the invisible killer around us, cyberbullying. The reason why we wear pink today is because it represents anti-cyberbullying. We divided our presentation into 7 parts. First, we will talk about why we focus on this topic. Next, we will define what is cyberbullying, the similarities and the differences between cyberbullying and traditional bullying will be studied as well. Then, we will go through the effects of cyberbullying and show some real-life examples. We will also provide you with the solutions to the cyberbullying. And finally, we will give you a brief conclusion. So, are you ready? Let's get started.
The reason why we're taking this topic is because as the internet technology is getting advanced, cyberbullying has spread around the world. According to a report of Child Welfare League Foundation, there are 61.5% of middle school students experiencing cyberbullying. Hey Jeff, but I still have a question.
What's the question?
What is the meaning of cyberbullying?
It's a new type of bullying nowadays which takes place over the internet. It can occur through the text and social media online where people can view or participate in. There are many kinds of cyberbullying, including verbal abuse and social media bullying. Owing to the advanced internet technology, more and more people use Facebook and Instagram to write posts, make comments, or even make assaulting videos on YouTube. Some people will even make some unreal comments, such as vicious rumors and obscene pictures. This is the latest social media analysis of cyberbullying. As you can see, Instagram is higher than Facebook nowadays. It's about 42% of cyberbullying occur on Instagram. Later, we will give you some real-life examples.
But before that, we will clarify the similarities and the differences between cyberbullying and traditional bullying, even though both of them have many in common, such as verbal, sexual, and relational bullying. However, cyberbullying can happen broader, easier, and faster than traditional bullying due to the widely use of the internet. Moreover, since the bullies cannot feel the victim's emotion through the internet, they won't understand the damages that cause, and they won't feel guilty about it.
Now, let's move on to the effects of cyberbullying. First, it can cause emotional and psychological distress, including feeling overwhelmed, alone, and isolated, which may lead to some symptoms such as depression, anxiety disorder, and autism. Some victims can even go to the extreme of ending their lives, since the pressure is too much for them to handle. Even though there are so many negative effects about cyberbullying, some people still don't care about them and do it anyway in our society.
Next, we will show you 2 followings which are cyberbullying cases happen on social media. In Missouri, a little girl, Megan Meyer, met a 16-year-old boy, Josh Evans, which was a fake account that was made up by a neighbor. They talked about everything online. But after Josh Evans lost interest of being her friend, he changed the tone of the message and started sending troubling messages, including one said, "I don't know if I want to be friends with you anymore," or something cruel, "The world would be better without you." You might think it means nothing to you. However, the insulting words can destroy one's dignity. And this became the last straw that broke Meyer's life. Meyer was cyberbullied worse and worse. Until 2006, she hung herself after using the computer in her room. The other one happened on Sandy Palm. Her stage name is Yang Youling. She was an actress,
model, and a host from a television show. She committed suicide by breathing helium on April 21, 2015, due to the long term of brutal comments online. There are 65 savage posts about Cindy Poe in 3 months. During the bullying period, she had written a post implying her interpersonal relationship wasn't going so well. In the end, she texted her friend said she had a suicidal thought because of the bullying on the internet. What a shame! An artist who had huge potential lost her life because of cyberbullying. So, Dorcas, after seeing all these examples, do you have any solution to deal with cyberbullying?
Well, one of the most familiar ways to solve this problem is tell adults or refer to organizations, which can help you to deal with cyberbullying. For example, call this hotline.
Okay, but that is for Taiwan, right? How about other countries? Do they have any policies to decrease cyberbullying?
Of course. Take the USA, for example. The government had founded anti-networking laws, such as Megan Myers' law to prevent cyberbullying. In Japan, they had already set more internet police to stop cyberbullying from happening as well. In conclusion, cyberbullying is still a serious problem around us. We should prevent this by taking the measures we suggested above, because it can destroy someone's life. So,
do not stay quiet, but take action while you can.
All the references are from these websites. This is all for our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Group 7. Please welcome Group 8. The title of their presentation is A Youth Stage Drama, Huaga, a Gift for Rite of Passage.
To be or not. No, it's not like that. To be or not to. Oh, come on. Okay, one more time. To be or not to be. That. What?
What are you doing?
Come on, I'm memorizing the script and you say interrupt me. Why?
But why do you have to do that? We don't have the homework for summer vacation.
That's because I'm participating in a youth stage drama program called Huaga.
Huaga? What's that? Sounds interesting. Tell us more about it.
Most of you may heard of a stage drama, but have you ever watched a youth stage drama or even take part in it? If the answers are no, you should listen to our presentation to find more about it. As you can see, our topic is a youth stage drama, Huaga, a gift for rite of passage. We will divide the presentation into 4 parts: introduction, methods, findings, and conclusion. Let's start with the introduction. In Taiwan, it is unusual to see a stage drama that is designed for teenagers. However, there is a company called New Vision New Voices Theatre Company dedicated to voicing for the young audience, presenting innovative and unique power of stages, new thinking, and new ideas. Huaga is a stage drama produced by the company featuring its teenage workers who haven't been professionally trained before. In Huaga, the teenage workers have to share their life story with each other and finally presenting them to the audience. So, one of our members was the actor of the project and others see the play. After seeing the play, we found inspiration in it. Therefore, we want to do a deeper investigation about the show's process, concept, and learn more about the audience and the teenage workers' feedback. And now, Eddie is going to tell you about the research questions.
As a result, our research questions are: first, what's the concept of Huaga? And second, what's the process of Huaga? And the last one, what's the teenage workers and the audience reflection on Huaga? And let's move on to relevance to the courses. As a senior high school student, we always feel confused about our futures and ourselves. But in life education course, we are taught to face our problems and cope with them bravely. In Huaga, we know that we are not alone and everyone has the same problem while growing up. During this English project, we make use of what we learned in English writing and speaking and the application of introduction to computer science, so that we can accomplish this English project. Next, Elena will do the methods.
Next, I'm going to talk about the methods. We divide the method into two parts, participants and instruments. A total of 21 teenage workers and 121 audience took part in our questionnaire survey. Both males and females were included in our questionnaire. The ages of participants are from 12 years old to 50 years old. And we investigated the teenage workers and the audience by questionnaires and interviews. And now, Ellie is going to tell you about findings.
Our findings including concept, the process, and the reflection. And first of all, the concept. The stage drama aims to lure teenagers to compose and perform their life experiences and life stories, which can help them to express themselves and also get self-growth in their own stories and others at the same time. What's more, they can get closer to the theater, to know what it is and how they operate. The show consists of many teenage worker stories, including kinship, friendship, and self-relationship. And here are 3 stories I would like to share with you. First, kinship. The performer is regretful for not appreciating his grandmother until she passed away, and even took everything for granted. From this story, we learn to treasure every moment with our families and never take them for granted. And second, friendship. There were 4 boys made a crazy plan to go to Kaohsiung by walking from Tainan, which may become the unforgettable memories in their whole life. And this can truly help those adults to carry back their young generation. Last but not least is about self-relationship. The girl performed something inside her mind on stage, which taught us to confront our problems bravely. In all these stories, we can know more about teenagers who are different from our imagination. All in all, Hoppa combines art with life education, bringing a special and memorable rite of passage. And next, Juno will do the process.
Let's take a look at the process of Hokka. There are 3 major steps. During the period of backseat performing art explorations lessons, the teenage workers experience a lot of activities and lessons about theater in order to be acquainted with acting, such as body and voice development, theater design, and so on. Meanwhile, they also need to get to know each other through these activities. After 4 months, the advanced performing arts practice period started. There was an audition in order to distribute every teenage workers an occupation. After the audition, they were divided into 2 groups, the backstage group and the performance group. The backstage group have to do some works behind the scenes, such as making stage props, doing promotional works, and so on. On the other hand, the performance group have to share their life stories according to different topics with each other and rehearse them. The director will choose some of them to be the part of the show. And after 2 months frequent practice, the teenage workers will enter the theater to rehearse their show over and over again, and finally presented them to the audience. And now, Lena is going to tell you about the reflection.
After understanding the concept and the process of Hokka, let's find out the teenage workers and the audience reflection on it. We compile the information by questionnaires and interview, and I'll begin with the teenage workers reflection part. Based on the interview, the teenage workers mentioned that they become more confident and brave than before, and many of them think this show made them grow from their own stories and learn to face their past. Also, after joining this project, they learned how to provide a concrete opinion and express themselves clearly. Last, they also indicate Hokka is not only a drama, but a process of knowing more about themselves. Next is about the audience reflection. As we can see from the chart, about 94% of the audience feel touched to this play because it reflects their own life experience and actors and actress performance impress them. Next, about 81% of the audience feel energetic and young. For they seem that this show leads them to go back to their adolescence. What's more, about 71% of the audience think this show records their memories, such as being told by others or fought with their families. We also can find that there is no negative feedback about this show. It shows that this show is suitable for all ages, and it really leaves a good impression to the audience. Besides questionnaire, we also gather the audience reflection through the interview. That mentions that all of us should pursue our dream bravely. Besides, we should treasure every second with our family and never take them for granted. Last, there are many ways to convey our opinion. That is, how to express ourselves is very important, and I learned a lot from this play. Now, Juno will give you the conclusion.
Hwaga is a youth stage drama which aims to let teenagers know themselves better in adolescence, which they have to build up their confidence and goal through recognizing themselves. Hwaga means not only a show, but also a coming-of-age ceremony to those teenage workers. That is, Hwaga let them grow up in a special and impressive way. In addition, from our research, we learned that Hwaga has a good impact on the teenage workers and the audience, especially the teenage workers. In terms of what skill they have in Hwaga, they learn how a show works before it is presented to the audience. They know how to promote the show. They know how to work as a team in the theater, and so on. And in terms of what inspiration they have in Hwaga, they become braver through sharing their life stories, and also learn a lot from listening to others. And the show helps the audience not only know teenagers better, but also remind them of their youth.
In the end, we found that the youth stage drama teach teenagers and audience a lot.
And we are looking forward to more stage drama like Hwaga in Taiwan.
This is the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Group 8. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now have a 10-minute break. We prepare some snacks outside. Help yourself. Please be back here at 2:44. Thank you.
The leader of live-trained internet celebrities.
Good afternoon, dear judges, teachers, and my fellow friends. Before we start, we desire to ask you a question. Do you know blogger, Wang Mei, internet celebrities? Today, our topic is the leader of live-trained internet celebrities. And here is our outline. The first is, how does it affect our life? The second is, the benefits internet celebrities bring us. The third is, popular internet celebrities. The fourth is, survey. Finally, conclusion. Recently, the internet has become trend. As it thrives, the internet celebrities has become more common in our daily life. The discussion of internet celebrities could be in our conversation or on Facebook worlds. If they are famous enough, they can even sing on TV. That's why they can be such an impact in our daily life. And this impact influences what we think and what we choose. So, the first is, be an important part in our daily life. The second is, affect the values and thoughts of the society. The third is, lead the new trends with our efforts. Finally is, give us some beneficial decisions.
The benefits that internet celebrities bring us. Firstly, most of people are living in a high competitive society nowadays. Therefore, it is crucial to know how to get rid of stress. And luckily, the internet celebrities serve the purpose. First, we feel carefree and relieve stress from their videos because most of their videos are related to entertainment. In addition, it can broaden our horizon, increase our knowledge, and allow us to learn the current affairs. Thanks to the internet celebrities make our life not only fun but knowledgeable. Now, let us show you a play.
Wow! This place is so beautiful! I want to take a picture and post it onto my Instagram.
Are you the internet celebrity?
Yes, I am. How did you know that?
Oh my god! Because I watch your Instagram videos every day.
Really? So,
yes.
You are my fan?
Yes, I'm such a big fan of you.
Really?
Yes. Can I please take a picture with you?
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
like certain kinds of internet celebrities. Now let's show you. And the first is Muya for Super Play. They are the first school that has 1 million subscribers. Originally, they focus on online games. After a few years, they transform their styles to experience the different kinds of distinct occupations in one day, such as with the incumbent Taipei mayor to experience the day of Taipei mayor. If you are interested in it, you know where to find it, right? And the second is Radio English. It is a group that is composed of Radio and his sister Kwang. And it is a Taiwanese educational YouTube channel that teaches English every week, such as grammar, vocabulary, phrases, and songs. And the most important skills is offering some tips to pass any English-related exams. Yeah, it's really important, right? And the third is Li Ke Taitai. She taught the audience the knowledge of science before. Since 2018, she has tried to diversify the video for further development, including vlog and promoting posts.
About filming cats, the primary point in these videos is sharing the knowledge and habits of cats. So they are very cute, right? And fifthly, TGOP. This group is made up of 7 people, and their videos are tend to human. As a result, it attracts numerous audience all over the world. If you need the laughter, just watch it. And eventually, Nini. She is famous for being fond of posting the food photographs and introducing the famous landmarks in Taiwan. So she has a big impact in Taiwan, right? Here comes our survey that conducted with 100 students in our school. And the first question is, do you think the internet celebrities impact your life? 63% of students answered yes. However, 38% of students answered no. It indicates that almost 2/3 of people are impacted by them. So their influence is quite amazing, right? According to the second survey, 36% of students say they can feel relaxed and learn the current affairs from their video programs. And 38% of students say broadening horizons is one of the benefits of internet celebrities. As a result, it not only impacts our life, but also gives us some beneficial advantages, as we mentioned before. And the last question, half of the students say they can use the social media to know the internet celebrities. And 36% of students say they can see advertisement to know them. And 14% of students say they can use the YouTube to know them. We can notice that most of the people nowadays don't just watch TV and gather latest information. On the contrary, they use the other useful methods. So it's one of the reasons why internet celebrities have gone viral in our daily life.
To sum up, in this era, those internet celebrities play an important role to the new generation regarding to what we choose and how we choose. In the past, we call them bloggers. Nowadays, we call them Wang Mei or internet celebrities. How about in the future? Well, there is one thing will never be changed, that is no matter what we call them, they indeed influence our daily life. And this is our reference.
Thank you.
Thank you, Group 9. Please welcome Group 10. The title of their presentation is Future Tailor, a study on future trends and the job market.
Hey, Ula, you know what? I went surfing last weekend and I met a cool guy. He was once a designer, but then he realized that he enjoyed surfing more. So he chose surfing as his career. After hearing that, I feel lost about my future.
Why? I think he's such a great example. He is so ambitious and so brave.
That's the point. I don't think I'm brave enough to be like him. And I don't even know what to do in the future.
Yeah, you're right. Like me, I love learning languages. But I enjoy painting too. I have no idea which to choose as my future career. Oh, I need someone to help me out.
Excuse me? Are you Abby and Ula?
Right?
Who are you? I'm Aline.
I'm Joy.
We're from 2099. We're from the future. You can call us Future Tellers.
Your great-grandchildren asked us to come back to help you. So don't be frightened. Let's find out the answer to your problems together.
For the background information, we know 65% of primary school students today will end up working in new job types that don't yet exist.
Right. Even over the period from 2015 to 2020, current trends could lead to 7.1 million jobs losses, which will be concentrated in the office and administration work.
But there could be a total gain of 2 million jobs in several smaller job classes, and that's where we should focus on.
So, to understand more fully regarding our future careers, and in order to be well prepared for the future, we have to explore future trends and job markets to find out how will teenagers understand it.
We also ask teenagers' opinions on choosing careers. Finally, we want to check whether we are ready to face the future. We are going to introduce our project to you step by step. First, we'll show you how we do the research, followed by the findings from the literature review, analysis of data, and the outcome of the interviews. Lastly, we'll present our conclusion and suggestions.
How we come to our conclusion is based on this procedure. We review some literature first, like going through the papers about future trends. Then, we made a questionnaire to know teenagers' opinions concerning this topic. And here comes our favorite part, interview, which gave us a chance to take a closer look at the job market.
After reviewing the literature, we found 6 global trends, such as people were having a longer life expectancy. Since we will live longer, we will pursue a more comfortable, more convenient life. The internet and artificial intelligence will be everywhere in the future, but the advance of technology will also raise people's awareness of environmental protection.
Moreover, these trends will not only change our life, but also the types of jobs we do. Many new jobs have already appeared. For example, the pursuit of convenience has created graphic recorders. Graphic recorders combine note-taking and drawing, creating a mind map, which can be understood quickly and easily.
And the internet has changed every aspect of our lives, including sports. Esports, like all the other sports, it needs a coach to train and to guide the team. I would like to give you another example. Aquaponics farmers. What is aquaponics? Aquaponics is a form of agriculture that combines aquaculture and hydroponics. It doesn't need soil or pesticides. It's a natural ecosystem which can protect the environment.
To know how well teenagers understand the future trends and their tendencies in choosing careers, we designed our questionnaire into 4 dimensions, and there were 144 teenagers participated in our survey. For the first dimension, we selected 5 job considerations for teenagers when choosing a job. In their responses, up to 95 to 98% of teenagers equally value all the 5 considerations. Teenagers not only emphasize the salary and benefits, but are also concerned about the other job considerations. The second dimension was to find out how well teenagers understand global trends.
We designed 18 questions. The rate of correct responses reached 90%. We can assume that teenagers understand global trends pretty well. That's the third dimension, how well teenagers understand the emerging professions. It shows that the average rate of understanding is only 40.5%, which is relatively low compared to those of global trends. The final dimension was aimed at the emerging professions that teenagers are most interested in. And the top three are aquaponics farmer, graphic recorder, and esports coach.
Thus, to know more about certain qualities that emerging professions require, we decided to interview them. Su Tianyao, 55 years old, used to be an excavator operator and decided to start his aquaponics experiment 3 years ago. His motivation for aquaponics was to develop an eco-friendly and sustainable career, which he and his daughters could devote themselves to.
Jiang Xinyi, 25 years old, who used to work in human resource department in a company, now is a graphic recorder. She explained that everything you have learned may be irrelevant to your profession. Stepping into an emerging career, you need to be mentally prepared to go against the expectations from society and family. Su Junhan, 22 years old, had tried several jobs before becoming an esports coach. Going from an esports player to an esports coach was for him not just a challenge, but gave him a sense of achievement, which is exactly an important factor for teenagers in choosing a job.
After interviewing them, we summarized the following information. New professions may not require prior experience and knowledge. We must keep learning new things and stepping out of our comfort zone. At the same time, we must realize one thing. That is, you cannot sell the cow and drink the milk. In addition, a great profession starts with interest. It really matters that we develop our interests and use them to explore suitable work.
Next, they all mention the importance of people's connections. So as we know, our connections in any field may be the potential opportunity in the future. We conclude that the ability required for a job may not always correspond with your major. Sometimes people develop new professions during the learning process. One must keep learning while working.
After half a year of hard working, we've come to the following conclusions. First, global trends affect the world, affect people's lifestyles, and cause changes in the job market. Therefore, as we realize global trends, we should learn about some related careers as well. The following two are both concluded from the survey. Teenagers understand the global trends well, but surprisingly, lack of the understanding of emerging careers coming followed.
Next, teenagers equally place the value on 5 job considerations, which is very different from people in the past decades. Salary is not the only concern for choosing a job anymore. Yet, we should be aware of this. Sacrifices must often be made. Lastly, regardless of any factors, teenagers should be brave and get out of their comfort zone, because the goal we are chasing is in the future, not in the past.
According to this above, we would like to provide 3 suggestions. First, since teenagers are not familiar with the job market, we would like to organize a school club that introduces emerging professions, or we can even invite them to deliver a speech. Second, it is almost not possible that a job can fulfill all the job considerations, but our interviewees all suggested that interest is the most important, so just follow your heart.
Lastly, if you have different interests and you don't know which to choose, maybe you can adopt the concept of slashing, having more than one job at a time. This way, not only can you make a living, but also have a chance to develop multiple careers. After doing this project, we had a deeper understanding of the future. The future is full of uncertainty. However, uncertainty also brings opportunities.
True, your past is history, your future is mystery. But through efforts in present, you can shape your future as you desire.
So,
We don't need a future teller. We are able to tell our own future. If you feel lost about the future, here's some recommended information for your reference.
Thank you.
Thank you, Group 10. Please welcome Group 11. The title of their presentation is What Makes Starbucks a Successful Business?
Good afternoon, dear judges and everyone. I'm Josephine.
I'm Adeline.
I'm Colin.
Hey, excuse me. Could you please give me a cup of latte?
Sure.
I want a grande one.
Okay. Miss Adeline, here's your cup of latte.
Thank you.
Have a lovely day in Starbucks.
Bye. Hey, Josephine, do you want a cup of coffee?
Sure, why not? But wait a second.
What are you doing?
Posted on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Wait, what? I don't get it.
Seriously? It's Starbucks. It's fashion.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, done. So where's my drink? Hey, you just drink it? What am I supposed to do?
Oops. How about hashtag what a lovely day in Starbucks? Cheers.
So, I have a question now. What are we going to talk about today? Bingo, Starbucks. Of course you know. So, Starbucks is famous, right? But why? Why is it so famous, and what makes it a successful business? Let's think about it. If you don't know, don't worry. That's why we're here. So, first, let me start with the introduction of Starbucks history. Please look at the page. This is the evolution of Starbucks' logo. Starbucks is a multinational chain of coffee shop in the United States and the world's largest chain of coffee shop. In addition to coffee, there are also drinks such as tea, as well as snacks like sandwiches and pastries. Founded in 1971, Starbucks only sold one single species of coffee bean initially. After the transition to the current business model, it began to open stores and became one of the symbols of American life. The name Starbucks comes from the American writer Melville's novel Moby Dick, the first mate who is extremely calm and charismatic, and his hobby is to drink coffee.
As we all know, Starbucks is famous for its customized services. There are more than 17,000 ways to customize beverages in Starbucks stores, and you can create a favorite drink that fits your taste. In order to help guiding customers' decision-making, nutrition facts and ingredients showed on Starbucks.com, on the menu boards in Starbucks stores and mobile app.
Thank you, Adeline. Yes, let's talk about the customization tips. First, milk. Customer can choose from whole milk, 2% milk, non-fat milk, or non-dairy alternatives. Syrup, to less the sweetness of your flavored beverage. Few bumps of syrup or sugar-free syrup are both available. A sweetener substitute, such as Sweetner Low, Equal, or Splenda, is also an option. Second, less whip or no whip. Most handcraft espresso and frappuccino can be requested skinny, which means the beverage is made up of non-fat milk, no whipped cream, and sugar-free syrup. Have you ever noticed that Starbucks has paid constant attention on details? If you want to know more, stay focused. We will tell you soon.
Why in Starbucks are customers required to queue horizontally instead of vertically? Obviously, one of the biggest benefits is that all customers are facing the work area. In this way, they can see the busy staff and one after another cup of tea brewed out, which can reduce anxiety. If you are observing a thing, you get a sense of control. This has many applicable scenarios in reality. If you are an entrepreneur, you can consider how to show the internal operation process to customer, which will greatly obtain the customer's trust and participation.
Second, Starbucks never drives away anyone. In most restaurants and tea shops, people are seldom allowed to occupy seats without buying something to eat or drink. However, in Starbucks, no one will be asked to leave for not paying a cent. Even if you are a messy tramp, asked for a short break in Starbucks, he or she will never be sent out. This is the central core of its management. For a prospective customer, means potential profit in the future.
Third, roundtable in Starbucks. Starbucks former Vice President Albert Robinson once explained the intention designing a roundtable, saying that the ages of square table are abandoned, so that people sitting on the side can feel less lonely. Imagine sitting by yourself at a rectangular table with 3 empty chairs. It can be downright awkward. Once the shapes are changed, the emphasis of the vacancies suddenly disappear, and the round table in the Starbucks can make people feel likewise comfortable, even though you are alone.
Thank you, Colin. So, among all the ways in which Starbucks promotes itself, advertising through social media play an indispensable role all the time. The platform include Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and so on. Let's take a look at the website, My Starbucks Ideas in Detail. This website is to encourage the customers to submit their ideas, make discussions, join poll participation, and launch online. All these events above are established for promoting better products, improving customer experience, and defining new community involvement, among other categories. My Starbucks Idea is based on the marketing method of crowdsourcing, which efficiently improves the quality of the products and the service they provide.
There's no denying that Starbucks is excuse me. There's no denying that Starbucks is famous for its excuse me. From a time onward, people start to drink coffee as a social activity. People like to bring a chocolate coffee, swap stories about coffee, and make a cup of latte into morning routines. Sharing a coffee drinking experience on social platforms has become a must-do ritual in daily life.
Okay, the most important thing is, Starbucks is not merely a coffee brand, but leading from a vat. Even though the price is not that low, people keep jumping on the bandwagon to prove that Starbucks has the ability to represent a new kind of fashion culture and create a way for everyone to project the image of themselves. For all the efforts it has put in setting on a fancy corporate image via social media, Starbucks deserves all reputation again from all around the world.
Finally, what makes Starbucks a successful business? One customer, one partner, one cup at a time. This is the slogan of Starbucks. It has tried to make the best coffee, offer the best service, and keep every moment in Starbucks enjoyable. It has made itself a second home to some coffee lovers. With novelty and hospitality, Starbucks not only brings a huge profit, but also wins the heart of the customers, making a beautiful day with a lovely experience in Starbucks. This is the end of the presentation. Thank you for your attention. Hope you guys like it.
Thank you, Group 11. Please welcome to Group 12. Their presentation will go for the title of Listening to the Whisper of Wolves.
Hello everyone. Today we are going to make a presentation about listening to the whispers of the woods. This is our content and we have this part. First is introduction, second is method, and then is findings and discussion, results of interview, conclusion, and the last is preference. According to our introduction about phenomena and background in modern society, why can we steal traditional art gradually? Due to the development of modern science and technology, most people no longer use manpower to create things. Therefore, we intended to learn about Taiwan's traditional culture such as pottery in England, wood carving in Sanyi, and so on. Why do we choose the wood carving to be our dissertation topic? Because we live in Miaoli Mountain City, which is famous for wood carving. We would like to discuss the wood carving in depth. Due to our locality, we are going to do research on traditional wood carving composed of the tradition, vitality, uniqueness, and artistry. Our research purpose and motivation is to awake people's attention to traditional culture and make people more aware of wood carving's importance and Taiwan's culture. This is our research question. Research question 1. What are the properties of wood carving in Sanyi? Research question 2. What do you think the activities of wood carving is for you? Research question 3. How should we do to guard traditional culture? As for method, we decided the topic first and we divided our research methods into 2 ways: questionnaire survey and interview. Afterward, we collected and analyzed all the data. And the next part is findings and discussion.
Now, I'm going to talk about findings and discussion. Research question 1. What are the properties of wood carving in Sanyi? Figure 1. Whether Sanyi wood carving attracts you. Figure 1 shows that people who are more than 40 years old are attracted by wood carving. However, people who are between 18 to 29 are not interested in wood carving. Figure 2. Why wood carving attracts you? Most of participants think the top 3 will be appearance, uniqueness, and fragrance. Figure 3. What kind of wood carved products do you like? Most popular products will be DIY wood carved lucky charm and furniture. Figure 4. Have you ever bought the wood carved products? Most of participants haven't had enough experience of buying wood carved products. Now, move on to research question 2. What do you think the attractiveness of wood carving is for you? Figure 5. Do you think wood carved culture inheritance is important? It is obvious that most of participants think wood carved culture inheritance is important. Figure 6. What do you think are good ways to guard traditional culture of Sanyi? Most of participants think cooperation with educational institutes to pass on skills to students are most good ways. Figure 7. According to you, what are the good ways to promote cultural heritage? Most of participants think social media communication is the best way. Figure 8. What are characteristics of wood carving made by machine based on your understanding? Most of participants think end products made by machine are more consistent. Figure 9. What do you think about the characteristics of handmade wood carvings? Most of participants think handmade wood carving is unique. Figure 10. Do you think that handmade quality is better than machine-made wood carving products? It is obvious that most of participants think handmade quality is better than machine-made wood carving products. Figure 11. Do you think it is difficult to protect the culture of Sanyi wood carving? Most of participants say yes, it is difficult. Figure 12. What are the difficulties to protect the culture of Sanyi wood carving? The first is the price of wood carving is too high, and the second is the salary of wood carving industry is not high. Research question 3. How should we do to guard traditional culture? Figure 13. Is Sanyi wood carving an important cultural feature in Taiwan? Most of participants think Sanyi wood carving is an important cultural feature in Taiwan. Figure 14. If you have the opportunity to understand the culture, will you be willing to learn about it? Most of participants are willing to learn about Sanyi wood carving culture. Figure 15. As the general public, how do you think we need to help people to get known woodcarvings. Most of participants think spread woodcarving information in social media. Next, results of interviews.
In this part is to explore the part of our interviews. We follow up and analyze with explore and difference. Let's look at the first part. How long have you been in this business? We can know that they have at 30 years of work experience. And the second question is, what's the chance that makes woodcarving your career? We can get a clear idea that they were not interested in academic study, and they work in woodcarving started young. The third question is, what's the motivation for you to continue making woodcarving? Mastering engaging in the woodcarving industry after leaving the army. Master Tai has interest in it. Besides, he thinks he has to make the craft for his family. Master Cho listened to his elders' plans because he didn't have any interest in early years. The fourth question is, are there any difficulties in your experience? For them, they all think that the woodcarving industry had lots of ups and downs. At first, the market for woodcarving is good, but since the mainland industry began to flourish, the industry in Taiwan began to decline. The final one is, what do you think of the future of woodcarving? The common point they all think is that it takes time and creativity to thrive in this industry. Next part is conclusion.
Finally, we are going to talk about conclusion. In this modern era, traditional culture gradually fell away or declined in its popularity. In order to better understand the culture, we choose to explore the industry of woodcarving. We separate this data from 4 parts. First part is standpoint. According to our research data, many participants think that cultural heritage is important and necessary. Second part is attractiveness. The woodcarving has a variety of types, such as Buddha, animal, and so on. The shapes of woodcarving, fragrance, and uniqueness are also attractive to the public. Third is reasons for woodcarving decline. As a result of the current market trend, many people choose not to engage in woodcarving industry due to limited resources. By questionnaire, we also found that many people are willing to learn about the culture, but there is no prompting to understand.
The last part is protective measures. In the face of a society that is slowly declining in culture, we hope that the government can face up to this problem. For example, promote cultural activities and let the public understand and participate in it. In our interview, one of the masters said that he will take the target industry into sightseeing and establish the woodcarving exhibition hall so that visitors can go into and learn more about the meaning of cultural heritage. Moreover, they also established the woodcarving village. People who want to understand and appreciate it can be their own needs at once. And this is our reference. Thank you.
Thank you, Group 12. Please welcome Group 13. Their presentation will go for the title of How to be a Better Digital Native.
Good afternoon, dear judges. Thank you for being here. Today, we would like to talk about how to be a better digital native. Do you have nomophobia? Do you suffer from nomophobia and never switch off your mobile phones? Do you know that overusing the cell phones would affect your vision? With the fast development of new technology, phones are used by everyone every day. So how to balance between technology and humanity is a vital issue to digital natives. Therefore, we will present some suggestions to be a better digital native. Here is our outline of our presentation. The first part is an introduction to digital native. Then we will talk about the differences between digital immigrants and digital natives. Then the suggestion will be provided. The last part is our conclusion to wrap up the presentations. Okay, let's get started. In the beginning of our introduction, we will talk about the origins of digital native. Then we will talk about the features and define digital immigrants. Then we will move on the digital native distributions. The origins of digital native and digital immigrants are created by Mark Prensky in his work, which published in 2001. Digital native is a person who was born or brought up the age of digital technology and so familiar with computers and the internet from an early age. These are common symptoms for digital native, such as being angsty, stressful, nomophobia, anxious, nervous, having depressions, could have a great influence on their bodies.
However, digital immigrant is a person born or brought up before the widespread use of digital technology. Let's see this picture and we can clearly comprehend what the gap is between the two groups. Since 1980, the internet has become more common. With technology moving so fast, China has become the land where there are the most digital natives in the world. So, striking a balance became a vital issue to the Chinese. Let's move on to the differences between digital immigrants and digital natives. Take us for example. iPhone was released when I was 10 years old. Nowadays, you can see many children using smartphones freely. However, in contrast to digital natives, a digital immigrant is an individual born before the widespread adoption of digital technology. It is hard for them to keep up. This creates conflicts among older supervisors and managers with the increasingly younger workforce. Thus, we try to find some ways to resolve the conflict. First, stare at some nature on screen. You can get a quick fix by looking at digital nature, like movies or photos.
Next, try use Square app to Call of Duty. Playing games can improve vision, increase attention, strong multitasking ability, and speed decision making. As digital native, we should realize phone is like a drug. Nowadays, people spend too much time on all kinds of applications in their phones. The researchers suggest that using social media, video games, and other digital technology may provide a drug-like pressure for users. Hence, digital net becomes smartphone addict. Lastly, pay attention to what you are doing, how the digital advice affect you and your life. Make your use and online interactions purposeful. Let's get a quick recap. Digital native is revolve around digital devices. To strike a balance with digital devices, set a technology use policy. Using new device is a double-edged sword, so it is important not to be addicted to them. We hope we have made our point clearly.
In these conclusions, mobile phones brings a lot of convenience to people's life. If you use them correctly, you can learn more knowledge or get some latest news. However, overuse may cause various problems, such as alienation from interpersonal relationships, which lead to negative effects and serious consequences. Last but not least, moderation is the key to getting the most out of your digital devices. And these are our references. Thanks for your time and attention.
Thank you, Group 13. Please welcome the final group, Group 14. Their presentation will go for the title of Our Way to Know the World, a comedic way to motivate high school students' international perspectives.
Hi! Welcome back to Let's Talk. I'm Maggie.
I'm Doris. Today, we are going to talk about international perspectives.
Before we start, let's see what's happening between Ian and his French classmate, Paul.
Hey Paul, do you know about African swine fever?
表示 only what learned that from the Daily Show.
Speaking of the Daily Show, you reminded me of Brian.
Seki was Brian.
He's a Taiwanese talk show host. I learned a lot about international affairs from his show. I also love his show so much, but it stopped broadcasting.
Oh, what a shame! Nowadays, it is important for high school students to keep posted about what's happening in the world.
Then, how about we develop our own way to help high school students have the better global visions?
That's definitely what we are going to do. So, today our topic is
Our Way to Know the World!
A comedic way to motivate high school students' international perspectives.
This is our outline. Now, let's start with the research purposes.
In our project, we wanted to understand how familiar and interested the high school students in Taiwan are in international affairs, analyze the most attractive way for them to learn about global issues, and see how that way has changed their understanding of the world.
For these purposes, we designed 3 research questions. First, we try to understand the familiarity and interest of high school students in international affairs. Then find out what the best way is to attract high school students to learn about global issues. Lastly, we ask high school students how this new way has changed their understanding of the world.
We used literature reviews, questionnaires, and interviews to work on our study questions. Looking over the literature, we gained a more comprehensive understanding of international perspectives. A world-famous commentator, Omae Keiji, once defined global perspectives as knowing what is happening in the world, expressing our opinions, and caring for international affairs.
The following are some reasons why we should care about international affairs. First, we can cultivate the language abilities and the abilities to think and judge. Secondly, we can know more about others' cultures and histories, learn from their experiences, and even find solutions to many problems.
Better yet, we can expand our global mobility. People with global perspectives adapt well when studying or working abroad. Finally, we are able to create relationships with people.
is global perspectives that bring people from different countries together.
To cultivate our global perspectives, we can make friends with the world through the internet and the social media. According to the Kinka Cultural and Educational Foundation, there are almost 57% of high school students in Taiwan use cell phones to watch videos online. One of their favorite programs is entertaining funny talk shows.
We therefore did 2 surveys to find out if this kind of show is teenagers' favorite, and to better understand how teenagers learn about global issues. In survey 1, we invited 250 students to help finish the questionnaire with 4 dimensions: the understanding, familiarity, involvement of international affairs, and the most common ways teenagers use to learn about global issues.
In survey 2, we also showed a video clip that we have made about African swine fever to 44 high school students and gave them a pre-test about African swine fever. After watching the video, they were given a post-test with the same questions to see if they understand the topic better.
Let's look at the first chart. The percentages of cultures, social issues, and environmental issues of Taiwan are all higher than those of the other countries. And as shown in table 2, over half the students find it interesting to learn about the following aspects of people around the world: ways of living, cultures, values, and tourist attractions in other countries.
Thus, from the result, we can infer that high school students in Taiwan are able to understand current issues, most of which, however, are mostly related to Taiwan, for they are not providing proper ways to understand international affairs.
Next, in this chart, we can see that the students were most familiar with the issues, gender equality, and then climate change. The next chart shows that the high school students in Taiwan have participated in different campaigns about international affairs, among which the percentage of saving energy is 68%, which is the highest.
From the results, we can know that the students are familiar with certain topics because they appear in many kinds of media. So, if they are given more ways to learn about international affairs, they can do it better.
Now, let's move on. As you can see, the most common internet programs the high school students tend to watch are comedy talk shows. After analyzing the data, we found that it is humorous online programs that high school students love most. So, we came up with an idea to make our own comedic talk show. To make it happen, we interviewed a famous comedian in Taiwan, Guo Ziqian, who cordially gave us many suggestions.
First, for the content of a comedy talk show, Mr. Guo suggested that we create punchlines and also pepper some words to attract youngsters. He felt that the best materials were for our daily lives. In addition, we could present some serious issues with simple words and examples, making it easier for teenagers to understand.
Mr. Guo also said that the pace of our show should be fast because we must attract viewers' attentions at the very beginning. Some issues we presented in an exaggerated way. For example, if we want to talk about African swine fever, we can even dress up as a pig.
In the end, Mr. Guo said, "A man who never made a mistake never made anything. Don't be afraid of making mistakes, especially when you are still young. Be brave and just do it." So, based on his suggestions, we have made our own comedic talk show about African swine fever and uploaded it to YouTube. To our surprise, the number of the viewers had reached up to more than 2,000 within a week.
Now, let's look at the correct rate of histories, infection, influences, and prevention policy increased in the second test, which indicates our video did help them understand the topic better.
Additionally, these 2 charts here show that over half of them consider the video interesting and were willing to watch it in the future.
After all these efforts, we have the following conclusions. First, Compared to local issues, high school students are less interested in and familiar with international affairs. Second, a comedy talk show about international affairs can help high school students have a better understanding of international affairs.
Based on the conclusions, we have following suggestions. First, if the students are provided with more chances to participate in international activities, such as international volunteers, educational visits to the foreign countries, they are able to learn more about the world.
In addition, since community program online is the main access that students use to learn about global issues, students should be encouraged to watch community talk show about current issues.
Moreover, creative students can even make comedic talk shows to not only help themselves, but more students to learn about global issues through their understanding of the world.
Yeah, that's what we are doing. We made a comedy talk show entitled
Let's Talk,
talking about current global issues, and we will keep uploading our video clips to YouTube regularly, making every effort to attract high school students to learn international affairs.
With our own way to know the world, we want high school students like us to not only cultivate international perspectives, but also be more globally competent.
If you are interested in our topic and want to know more, the following is our references. And if you enjoyed today's Let's Talk, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe our channel. And
we will catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Group 14.
Ladies and gentlemen, there will be a 15-minute break. Within the break time, please enjoy some snacks and have a rest. Please be back here at 4 o'clock. We will announce the result of...
Finally, there will be snack boxes for all of you. Please visit the registration table before you leave. There is a QR code on the snack box, so you can do the survey on the way home.
Now, I would like to invite our judges to make some comments for English presentations. First, let's welcome Director Lin Shusheng.
各位高中生，然后还有各位老师们，大家好。我是嘉华高中外语科的主任林书生。然后针对事实上今天蛮多组表现都相当的好，那就是有几组我真心觉得就是可以，我觉得如果其他同学觉得他们表现不错，可以私底下问他们。好，比如说像印象比较深刻的是像全联 ，OK， 全联那一组，还有Future Teller 跟Cyberbullying 这几组做的东西都相当不错 ，OK， 做的东西都相当不错。那首先针对 content 内容的部分，我必须讲的是，每个同学大部分都有去做literature review 的部分，但是有些组别你们的那个字词，就是一看还是非常像是 wiki 整个抄下来的。好，那就觉得有些时候就是网络上的一些东西，你们在使用的时候可以稍微多注意一下，变成是自己的语言会比较好一点。好，然后另外就是layout 的部分，我必须说就是有些组的 PowerPoint 是做得很漂亮，就是每一个 outline 或什么什么都打得很清楚，但有些组别你们可能在要留意一下，就是不要把你要讲的文字全部都打在上面，就是然后有人就是因为你打在上面，你就会有一种粘着性，就会一直想看， 然后就一直这样照念出来。好，这个部分可能要多注意一下。那 Fluency 的部分就是大部分学生都蛮有自信的，都念得很好，只是有些同学就是我们是 George， 所以你应该来看着我们做 presentation， 但是我从头到尾只有看到你在看地板。好，我觉得这样子可能就是下一次可能需要再努力一点，然后部分的孩子可能就是可能稿子背的比较不熟，好，所以可能就是中间有一些卡的部分。那发音的部分，大部分的孩子发音都算蛮正确的，但是还是一样提醒，就是 th 跟 th 的舌头，还有 m 的部分，像很多孩子你的 Instagram 的 m 是没有闭嘴的，变成是 integrate 是之类的 ，OK， 所以 m 跟 th 的部分可能要多加留意。大概我的结论是这样子，谢谢。
Now, Professor Damien will say a few words.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Do you want to know who won? Want to know the winner? The winner is, I have no idea, sorry. Because, in my view, at least 7 teams today deserve to win. At least 7 deserve to win. All of you are very good, and 7 of you deserve to be first place. So, obviously, only 1 team is going to win. But just in my scoring, you know, I'd say, well, maybe this point, 1 point better here, maybe 1 point better there, is very close. So first of all, if you don't win today, please don't be disappointed, because really many teams did a fantastic job, and my scores, many of my scores were very high. Mr. Lin has already given some very good suggestions about your presentations. I won't repeat the things which he said already. Just a couple of small points. We're still trying to work out what is a presentation. We saw many different styles. We saw people dressed as polar bears. We saw people in very formal clothes. And we saw styles that also had a lot of difference. Now, any style can work. So just think about, when you decide your presentation, what style are you going to use? Are you going to be formal? If you're going to be formal, I think it kind of needs to be formal all the way through. Are you going to be entertaining? Then you can have a different kind of dress and a different kind of presentation. Are you going to be funny? Okay, so decide on a style and try to make that part of the way you dress, the way you talk, and the way you show the information on screen. That's one thing. I thought sometimes some of the presentations got a little bit confused, or a bit of this and a bit of that, okay? But it was good to see you trying different things, so that's okay. But think about, in the end, it's got to fit together and work as a presentation. That's one thing. And the second thing I wanted to mention, about the content. It's so much content now, so much information on the internet. So the hard part is not to find information. The hard part is to make it all fit together in a logical way. And some groups did that really well. Others seemed like, oh, I got a bit of this and I got a bit of that. Oh, and here's a questionnaire. It wasn't so logical. It wasn't so organized. So I thought the really good conversation, the really good presentations had a really good plan. They had a goal and they had some research questions. They had some methods. The methods matched the goal and the questions, and then when they got to the end, the conclusions answered the questions, okay? And if you had this kind of logical integration of those things, you know, that was the really outstanding presentation. But as I said, there were at least 6 or 7 who really deserved to win today, so well done everybody, and thank you for coming.
Finally, please welcome the distinguished Professor Wu Zhenrong.
先讲一点543
刚刚各位比赛英语简报之后，我们3位评审啊就比赛讲英文，说我比输了，所以 Damon 比赢了，所以 Damon 用英文来做 comments。我比输了，所以我就用中文。恭喜各位可敬的高中职的老师跟学生，今天大家可以很高兴、很愉快的踏上你们的归途了。几乎每一组的表现都非常的优秀跟杰出。最近10年啊，在我几十年的教学生涯当中啊，我一直在做了几件事情。第一个是教育部的课纲，相对应该是说配合这个课纲啊，我们那个南商的外语全科中心，每一年啊都办的全国性的这一些东西，包括小论文，包括像今天的简报，包括表演类的东西。从这些东西呢当中啊，都可以看出年轻一代的实力跟努力啊。所以每一次呢，当然这个评审啊，那一天晚上回去啊，我大概就是非常高兴的，也要多吃一点，多喝一点啊，带着愉快。那今天因为我们3位评审真的很难呐哈，有时候有些东西在取舍方面真的很难，我们没有办法给每一份奖，但是我的感觉参加就已经得奖了。这些东西我们主任大概都跟你们讲过，我们将来都是会给你们嘛哈，你们把这东西留下来，几年、几十年之后再来看看，你会有一种喜悦的感觉。我曾经努力过，我曾经也有那样的一个成就。那刚刚店敏老师跟主任呢，讲过了重复部分我就不再讲了哈。那大概我个人的感觉就是说，比较婆婆妈妈的一些建议了，就是说，蛮多的同学对于常见的几个英文名词的复数格、复数型都没有用对啊。这个在今天的简报也有啊，小论我之前评过的小论文什么也常常出现这个现象啊。比如说大概最常见的，像今天 references 参考书目，很多人都没有加 s 啊。习惯上我们正式的论文那是 reference 要加 s 的。我们的 contents 尤其是讲 table of contents 那个内容，那也是加 s 的。另外那个 purpose， 因为你下面既然列举了好多个目的，你的标题就不要去光想着 purpose， 应该是 purposes 要加个 s 啊。类似这样的情况，还有像是 suggestions 建议啊，这个部分可能将来同学们可以稍微的留意。今天另外一件让我高兴的事情，就是说我们的主题非常的多元。我们看出啊，10来岁的国家的幼苗已经有这样的思维了，感觉上这国家还是会蛮有希望的，真的。就是说有一些你看你们讲的一些主题啊，都非常的有非常多元，非常有将来性啊。我们就是说可以看到，我们有些作品呢，真的是让我们想到说，我们这些是不是真的应该要退休了？因为年轻人一代啊，真的是很多的脑筋啊都走在我们的前面的啊。那因为大家可能急着想要领奖了啊，所以我就不想耽误太多的时间。Anyway， 我还是要再一次的感谢。我们从苗栗以南啊，屏东以北，我们涵盖的范围非常的广啊。感谢到我们嘉南药理大学来参加这样的一个盛会啊。这个话等一下我们系主任要讲的啊，那我就不能再讲下去了。好，谢谢。
Thank you, students. Our award ceremony will now begin. We'll award the prizes to the winner of Japanese presentations. I'd like to invite Professor Dong to the stage to award the prizes.
入賞作品は雲林県国立帝館高校桜ハウサラ桜として観光の潮流おめでとうございます。どうぞ前にお越しくださいませ。 続けまして上位の3組。3位は彰化県正德高校沖縄宿泊旅行6泊7日おめでとうございます。どうぞ前にお越しくださいませ。嘉作云林县国立北港高级中学。第3名，彰化县正德高级中学。続きまして、準優勝は雲林県国立北港高校雲林县国立北港高級中学式5巻の芸術若しジャパン。おめでとうございます。どうぞ前にお越しくださいませ。最後の優勝は高雄市树德高等职業学校、高雄市树德高级家事商业职业学校、犬派 vs 猫派、台湾と日本のペット飼育。おめでとうございます。どうぞ前にお越しくださいませ。
Next, we'll award the prizes to the winners of English presentations. First, I'd like to invite Director Lin Shu-shen to the stage to award 6 prizes of Honorable Mention Awards. The Honorable Mention Awards goes to Group 2, 国立苗栗高级商业职业学校 Parents-Child Relationship. Group 5, 国立台南高级商业职业学校 A Youth Stage Drama 花嘎 a gift for rite of passage. Group 8， 高雄市树德高级家事商业职业学校。Group 8， 高雄市树德高级家事商业职业学校 ，PX Smart Marketing Strategy and Consumers Behavior。Group 9， 高雄市树德高级家事商业职业学校 ，Visiting 高雄 by Cruise。Group 13， 台南市港林高级中学 ，What makes Starbucks a successful business？14， 台南市光华高中 ，The impact of social media on news preferences among young audiences。Now, we are going to announce the top 3 places in the English presentation contest. Let's welcome Professor Damien to award the 3rd prize. The winner of the 3rd prize is Group 6, 高雄市富华高级中学 The Invisible Killer Around Us, Cyberbullying.
distinguished Professor Dr. Wu Zhenrong to award the second prizes. The second prizes goes to Group 10, 高雄市中山高级工商职业学校 Future Tailor, a study on future trends and job markets. Finally, we would like to invite our chief, Dr. Dong Xingzhen, to award the first prize to the top winner today. The first prize goes to Group 12, 高雄市中山高级工商职业学校 Our way to know the world, a comedic way to motivate high school students' international perspective. Congratulations to all the winners and thanks all participants of the 2019 Jiangnan University English and Japanese presentation. Hope to see you again next time. Goodbye.